Cacoma Night in Bizyland is a seldom talked about puzzle game on the Super Nintendo. The game was released on November 21st of 1992 in Japan, and it came out at some point in 1993 in North America. The game was developed by a company called Effect, which is probably most known for their Game Boy Advance port of Super Ghouls and Ghosts, and their pretty much unknown PlayStation 1 titles such as Fix the Adventure and Rung Rung. Cacoma Night was published by the Sega Corporation, whose most memorable games were the unreleased Bioforce Ape and The Wizard of Oz on the Super Nintendo. Cacoma Night is a puzzle game, but it has some cutscenes that make it look like it has some kind of a top-down RPG element to it, but it doesn't. It's just cutscenes. The game's plot has you saving the kingdom of Bizyland from an evil witch named Wagamama, who casts a spell on Bizyland and causes it to become gray and dismal, and it's up to you to save the kingdom. Cacoma Night's gameplay is basically identical to Taito's Kicks. You move around the screen, and while holding a button down, you're able to draw lines and create squares or rectangles. The idea is that you're removing corruption from the land. While you're drawing a line, if you're hit or the line is hit by an enemy, you lose a life. As you progress through the game, you're required to cover more of the screen with the boxes you make, while at the same time the game adds more enemies. When clearing the corruption by unveiling certain areas of the screen, you're able to unlock chests that give you score bonuses, 1-ups, and power-ups. The two power-ups you can get is one that makes you move a little bit faster, allowing you to cover more of the screen, and another that kills all the enemies on a screen for a few seconds. The gameplay quickly becomes fast-paced, and it's a ton of fun to play, that is, if you like these sort of games. Despite the game's short length, being beatable at under a half hour with only 21 levels, it's amazingly fun. The game is extremely approachable and easy to pick up and play for a short or long amount of time. The game's difficulty would definitely fall on the easier side of the spectrum, but it's a great take on the Kicks gameplay. The game also features multiplayer co-op and versus modes, which I was unable to check out, but I'm sure it's a blast since the single player is so much fun. Cacoma Night's graphics look about what you'd expect for a game released in 1992 on the SNES. You can tell it's early and they're still getting the kinks worked out. Where it does shine graphically in the game is the game's art style, which has an early 90s anime vibe to it. It's worth noting that on some levels, the game experiences pretty drastic slowdown when there's a lot of sprites on the screen. The most extreme example of this can be seen in level 3-3. The game's soundtrack is overall mostly forgettable, being fast-paced and overly cheery. It's not necessarily bad, it's just nothing really stands out about it. Overall, with this game's low price tag of around $7, it's totally worth owning. The gameplay is a blast and it's really easy to pick up and play. When the game originally released at $50 or $60 price tag, it probably would have seemed a bit too high, but at $7, it's a must own. Cacoma Night in Bizyland is a super underrated title that you should probably check out as soon as possible.